My God, this is my third time recording this video because my goddamn camera just won't work. Whenever I give a negative review of music, sadly, those are the videos that actually do pretty well. And that's most likely because all the super fans of the artist goes to the comment section and tells me that I need to myself. I had to listen to Lil Wayne's newest album this year, so trust me, the feeling is mutual. 2025 was a mediocre year for music. Most people will probably tell you it was one of the worst years ever, because every year is always the worst year ever. And maybe for pop music, it was, but I don't listen to a whole lot of pop music. And there were some solid hits like Coulter Wall's newest album, RC Drive's debut, Starline by Chance was a pretty solid return. But I'm not here to tell you about all the good music that was released. I'm here to tell you all the worst music that was released.
What up, though? All my niggas cutthroat, cut a nigga head off.
To kick off our list, we have Peanuts to an Elephant by Lil Wayne. Now, in all fairness, this should actually be much lower than number 10. It's legitimately one of the worst beats that I've ever heard. I've played around in Ableton for like 10 hours in total, and I am 100% confident that I can make something better than this. I would describe it as someone just like mashing buttons in Mario Party, but there is like a quote-unquote debate in art. Is it worse to try something different and new and have it just be atrociously bad, or is it worse to just make something so bland and repetitive that it just smooths over your brain? And I don't know if any sincere effort was put into this song, but I think it's much better to try something like different, which this song does, and just fall flat in your face. So at least it gets some credit for that. And you know what? I derive more happiness out of this song than pretty much anything else on this list.
Pop the trunk already.
While editing this video, I had to listen to this song about 100 times, and you know what? It's kind of growing on me. So I'm going to leave it in this just for comedy's sake, and so I don't have to find another song. Down Under by Tyler Childers. This will be the most controversial on the list by far. I know people are probably already inventing new slurs to roast me in the comment section. So how about this? The best roast gets their comment pinned. I gave this album a bad review, and I was told many mean things, and I might have been a bit harsh, but I do stand by the overall sentiment. But this song reminds me so much of when Michael Scott got back from Jamaica and just made Jamaica his whole personality for a week. The lyric, koala bears get livid when they don't get eucalyptus. Most of them carry syphilis or chlamydia. What's the difference? That feels like something Chance would have put in his historic flop, The Big Day. If you find this song corny and charming and you like it, good for you. I just can't unsee an Australian version of Michael Scott and his little steel drums.
We were toxic, we were cursed.
I don't know if you've ever heard the phrase greater than the sum of its parts, but these two songs are actually the opposite of that. They are worse than the sum of its parts, which is why I mashed them together into 7 and 8. If you didn't know, Maroon 5, the band dominating your local TJ Maxx airwaves for over 2 decades now, released an album in 2025, and I wouldn't blame you for not knowing, because it was super ass. And in the middle of this album was a song called All Night, which does get points for like a cool saxophone sample, but the song itself is bland, and I'm pretty sure the chorus is lightly ripping off Dua Lipa's Levitating. I mean, the main chorus to this song is "We can do it all night until the sunlight," which has to be the most like overused phrase in music. But the real kicker here is that Maroon 5 followed up that song on the album right after it with a song called Yes I Did, which again, another bland song, but the crescendo to the chorus is "Find me waiting in the sunshine, waiting for you all night." They have 2 songs back to back on one album with essentially the same chorus. That also happens to be one of the most overused phrases in music. Has to be some of the laziest songwriting I have ever heard.
Also, my band is playing tonight at an inconvenient time. It's 6 unshowered guys and a pale woman with a ukulele shouting "hey" in unison.
Stomp, clap, hey music has become a bit of a meme at this point, and BigXThePlug and Shaboozey combined forces to create a genre that absolutely no one wanted. Home, released on Big X's newest album, takes the chorus of a bad Stomp, clap, hey song and mashes it between Big X verses. To give it some credit, at least there's kind of a through line between like Shaboozey's parts and Big X's parts, and it doesn't feel like two completely separate songs, but it's still like two genres that should probably never touch one another. It'd be like if you had the Lumineers featured in a Lil Wayne song back in 2012. I actually am going to look up if that exists. I have a feeling it might. Okay, there's not. Thank God. But it's a bad Stomp, clap, hey song mixed in the middle of a mediocre rap song, and there's just not enough of an overlap between those two crowds to find someone that would like really enjoy this.
When you're on a holiday, you can't find no words to say.
I think I gave this Lil Wayne album a 3-something, and I have to change that to a 1-something out of 10 after re-listening to it. Whereas his first song that made this list, Peanuts to an Elephant, I at least gave some points for like trying something different. This song does the exact opposite of that and just makes a worse version of something that already exists. This is some of the most obnoxious kind of art. The kind that just feeds the consumer some memberries so that they can point at their screen and tell their friend, like, oh, hey, man, like, I know that thing, and it's from that other thing, which is entirely what Lil Wayne's going for with the world's shittiest rendition of Island in the Sun.
Brain and stuff.
So for the first night ever, you talked to only one girl.
Yeah.
Is that the one?
I hope so.
Okay.
Now, I already can't stand Kodak Black's voice, so this is going to be a very biased entry, but I think even his die-hardest fans will tell you that Kodak Black trying to be seductive by actually singing is just not a combination that the world needed. That chorus of your smile, your body, your pretty face, let me fuck you, baby, feels like something the local homeless man would be yelling on the side of the street. And combining that with Kodak Black singing it, it feels more like a chihuahua trying to hump my leg than someone trying to seduce me.
That pussy mine, I'm the owner. Like a freak show takes the stage. We gave them the games to play. So say I want something else to get me through this.
You know, I was really torn on which one I hated more between Starman by MGK and the number 2 song, but basically you can just copy and paste what I said for Lil Wayne's Island Holiday a couple of seconds ago. But at least I got to hear Lil Wayne rap in Island Holiday, which gives it the slight edge over this one. MGK just sings a terrible rendition of Semi-Charmed Life, so every 30 to 40-year-old can be like, I know that song. That song was, I was a kid when that song came out. Just go listen to Semi-Charmed Life. It's literally better in every single way.
Dude, very dishonorable.
That is pretty dishonorable.
That was something they debated.
You know, I did want to include a few honorable mentions. Neverland by Kid Cudi. This is like the default first song that every pop singer wrote when they were 16. The whole like, we're going to be young forever, we're never going to die kind of song. But the quirk is that Kid Cudi is 41 years old. You know, I did give Sabrina Carpenter's 2025 album a positive review. I gave it like a 5-something. Honestly, I'd probably rate it to like a 6-something at this point. But House Tour is her taking her whole like cheeky hint, hint, wink thing just way too far. Like saying I promise none of this is a metaphor, then saying come inside the back door. It's like, I know this song was released in 2024, but I've had to listen to this song so many times this year, and it's my list. I can do what I want. I could care less about the beef. I think rap beef is corny, and I'm like, rap isn't like my favorite genre, so I don't give a fuck about it. But the first time I heard the song, I was like, oh, that was all right. Like, I probably won't listen to it again, but like, yeah, it was decent. Then the 10,000th time that I heard this against my will, I wanted to rip my fucking ears out. I have a literal involuntary reaction every time I hear that dun dun dun. Please stop playing this song. I can't do it anymore.
This is the only video of the chair flying off the roof of Eric Church's 6-story Nashville bar called Chiefs.
I guess I'm the problem. Your miss never do no wrong.
Morgan Wallen, dude. The man has had a rough couple of years. Optically speaking, at least, he's probably made a shitload of money. From throwing chairs to a drinking problem to yelling slurs, I think he had a chance to go in one of two directions. He either could have gone with like a sincere apology, try to change his ways, or he could have just been like, fuck it, and go full Motley Crue and said like, fuck you, I'm a rock star, I do what I want. And he chose none of those options. He went with the worst possible thing, which was making a song where he puts the blame for his actions on whatever poor woman that is on the receiving end of this. There's a literal lyric where he says, if I'm so awful, then why'd you stick around so long? Which is like in the textbook for what an abuser says in a relationship. I have no idea if Morgan Wallen has been abusive in I don't know if he has any like allegations against him or anything, because I don't pay attention to that kind of shit. But all I'm saying is that if someone said that to my sister with no context, I would at least be concerned. I'm pretty sure this album is still at the top of the Billboard country charts after like half a year. I guarantee that 99.9% of the people keeping that album up there have never actually listened to the full album because there's way too many fucking songs on it.
If I'm so awful, then why'd you stick around this long?
If you guys don't know, I've been doing my own stunts. Today, I'm joined by Jake Paul.
This goes back to my argument for peanuts to an elephant. It's worse to make something so bland it smooths over your brain than it is to try something new and fall on your face. And I have to say, I think Ordinary by Alex Warren is the blandest piece of milquetoast I have ever listened to. I do not know who is listening to this song to have kept it at #1 on the charts for so long, because I have never met a single person who has intentionally listened to this song. I mean, the song itself is literally titled Ordinary. I don't have a whole lot of concerns about like AI slop in music, because AI slop is going to replace songs like this that already sound like AI slop. I'm assuming this will be one of those songs that just kind of fades into a distant memory and no one ever listens to again after this year. At least I hope so. And that's it, folks. All 10 of my least favorite songs of 2025. I'm sure everyone disagrees with everything I said. Okay. If you want to watch more videos they disagree with, then like and subscribe.